Welcome back to Anime Fight Club, everyone. My name is Grim. Today we're checking out Baki, Son of Ogre, chapters 244 through 247. Before we get started, I'd like to thank everyone that came out and participated in watching the Oyaji series. It was 3 volumes. We did it all in one day. We just did it all Saturday. And it was super fun. We gave you all 3 volumes in one day, and they were all about 40 minutes each. And the manga itself was incredible. It really taught you what a real man is, or what a manly man is. And at the end of it, by the end of volume 3, I could barely see the panels on the screen because my eyes were watered up. It was such a good story. If you missed it, I will place the link or the button for the playlist at the end of this video. So all you gotta do is make it to the end of the video and click the playlist at the end of it. It'll show up on the screen and you can check out all 3 volumes at your own time, but I highly suggest it. It was a very good manga. So here we are with chapter 244 of Son of Ogre, entitled The Visit. Hanma Yujiro has always been the target of fighting masters of different styles from all over the world. Who started it? How many have died? How long has it been? Really, it's anybody's guess. Why are you doing this, Baki? The strongest creature alive. He surpassed that title, and now he's something almost unearthly. Even if you become a superhuman today, you won't be able to surpass him in your lifetime. That's a lot coming from Goki, considering how awesome he is. Although his mentality won't even let him approach Yujiro. It puts obstacles in his path to stop him from reaching him. Between the strongest master of the world has been decided that running away from Hanma Yujiro is not an act of cowardice anymore. It's just like running from choppers or tanks in a war zone. If you end up alive after crossing paths with the ogre, that will be good enough. So you remember Kaku pretending to be dead or stopping his heart during his fight with Yujiro, and he considered that a victory because he came out of that situation alive. So get the hell out as soon as you can, says Goki. Nobody will think less of you for doing it. You're simply walking away from a situation of impending death. Sorry. Is that how you see it? I'm afraid, Shibukawa-san, that you are also misunderstanding the situation, because you're thinking in black and white. You think of running away because you don't see yourself alive after that. This is not a battle for the title, much less an epic act of revenge. It's not a test of might. We're not fighting for glory, money, or fame. A father and his son. Nothing more, nothing less than that. This is not a fight where I can say, oh yeah, I can win, so I will fight it then. Or, ugh, he will kill me, I won't fight anymore. It could happen once in a lifetime, or it can happen 6 times a week for 10 years. No, it can't be predicted, can happen at any time for any reason. No. Yes, Baki, I was mistaken. But now I understand much better. Shibukawa-san, I was just thinking that this fight against my father, it's just like a gift from heaven. What a thought to have. So now we have an image of someone else, is all tatted up, punching a bag. Okay, and it's supposed to measure the amount of force exerted on it. So he punches it. There's more than one of them. They each punch it, puts another quarter in, gets ready to hit it again, and something happens. I don't know if he got hit or if someone passed him and hit the bag for him. He just hit the ground. That's true, Shibukawa-san. All 3 of them look over. This is almost like a blessing for me. What happened? Since the day we're born, all of us have the chance to confront our fathers on equal terms. So Baki's having this thought while dealing with this ruffian. I'm going back because why did he end up on the floor? So it doesn't show it. Maybe we'll get it in a few more panels. Okay, so it looks like he threw or tried to throw a punch at Baki, right? And doesn't look like Baki moves. Either that or he just stood there and let him hit him. Maybe that's what this bruise is. He looks shocked because Baki didn't budge. But he looks at his hand in pain. They're both shocked. Baki's still thinking to himself. Fathers also have the choice to respond to the challenge. So this dude just stole on Baki. Baki didn't move. He just ate the punch. He looks over at this measuring device, but he looks from Baki to this. Like, you just gonna ignore the fact that I just hit you and look at this? The obligation, Baki's thinking. He's looking at this pad. They are forced to respond to those they brought into this world. All right, so he's still talking about his father being obliged or obligated to deal with Baki. These guys are looking at Baki, trying to see what he's about to do. What a display of power. The dude hit Baki, left a little bruise, but Baki's going to decide not to hit him, but to hit this target to show them the difference in their strength. I think the dude who hit Baki, I think his measurement was like 149 kilograms or something like that. So let's see what Baki does. I don't know about the rest, but at this point, I'm taking my chance. And about him, Baki throws his punch, shatters it. Knowing the kind of man that my father is, he won't have any problems at all. So it wasn't able to measure Baki's force because it broke. And then he just walks away. These guys are just in shock, terrified. Baki didn't throw a punch at this man at all. The relationship between father and son, this is how it's supposed to be when both of them are men. I'm not guessing it. It will happen. I'm sure of it. Baki's always cooking up something. Tonight, I will be alone with my father. So yeah, I guess Yujiro's coming back. Sorry guys. Chapter 245. Father and Son. The Encounter. Yujiro's eyebrows. Super cool. Oh wow, Baki stitched his coffee table back together, or rather stapled it, but still. Look at his eyes too. He has the Ozaru eyes as he's doing this. Dusts his hands off, starts to cook. I wonder who taught Baki how to cook. Did they ever explain that? Because he's always chefing it up. It's good. Pops open some bubbly grilled bass with butter topped with lots of grated radish, lightly pickled cucumber, plenty of wakame leaves, rice and miso soup prepared just right, and my father's favorite, a well done piece of steak. He has all this laid out, takes a breath of, well, exhales. Something catches his attention. I don't know if this is supposed to be a phone ringing. Maybe it was just a door closing. So Yujiro comes in, proceeds to start to take his shoes off. Such a different entrance than the Oyaji. Just a different approach, a different presence, but both unstoppable. So Baki's looking at him, he's sweating. Yujiro sits down with these Ozaru eyes, and Baki presents the dinner he's made. Let's see how Yujiro will accept it. He came. He really did. Who cares what his reasons are? Or maybe there aren't any. I don't really care. Nothing else matters at this moment. Love this art. Just having my father hanging out with me for dinner. For once, that's all I ever wanted out of this life. I bet. Okay, so man, Baki's street is just littered with graffiti. So it looks like some type of cop is out here. Oh wow. So goodness. So Yujiro, as they followed Yujiro, they wanted, goodness. So this is what the world government was trying to establish when they all came together, Obama and the rest of them, when they were trying to when they came to convene about what they were going to do about Baki and Yujiro fighting. So this is how they were planning to protect the public. I was definitely wondering, like, what do you think is going to happen? How are you planning to protect? Like, what are you talking about? But okay, I understand. This makes sense because, yeah, they could come out of there at any moment. Just throwing hands. So the police are actually blocking off Baki's whole neighborhood, not saying anything to the public. They didn't ask any questions, and the cops are just, move along, sir. We are not authorized to disclose any information regarding this place. Both Hanma's father and son have come into contact. This information was disclosed by the Superintendent General of the Metropolitan Police Force. Then the intel was relayed to the Prime Minister at once. Shortly after, the airborne troops were informed and mobilized under the Prime Minister's command. At 17:30, it's 5:30 p.m., Yu and Ba came into contact with each other. It's funny they gave him code names. Yu has just arrived inside Ba's house. That seems more cumbersome than just saying their actual names. As we speak, their activities are still peaceful, but we can't lower our guard at any cost. This is their military. Talking about this, the police riot squad is already on site, alert any disruptions. As soon as dangerous activity is detected by them, they will contact us and we will move as planned. I will state the words of the Prime Minister as they were spoken. He said, even if it's a mild discussion, even if it's just a petty argument between father and son, do not consider it as such. The concept of two people being father and son arguing, your orders are to wipe that image clean from your mind. Instead, you are to consider this conflict as two countries facing each other with all their arsenal in the front lines. You are about to be placed in a war zone more dangerous than being deployed to Iraq, Burma, and Libya altogether. For cooking the dinner, Baki. My father thanked me for the dinner. What's going on here? This is so unreal. He said, thanks for cooking the meal, Baki. Sounding so sincere. I didn't know my father could be so polite. He's just sitting there looking like he's ready at any moment. He is honestly terrifying. Makes me wonder. After all these years calling this man my father, do I really know this man? Chapter 246, A Father to Love. I really like this image of Baki. If this ends up being a technique, like scary face technique, I'm gonna lose it. Like, I don't have time. Rushing on it, wounding and killing it. After the hunt, eating it. That has always been the ogre style. Then why isn't he acting like he always does? Using that scary Yujiro attitude. Taking anything you want with power, disregarding laws or rules. If that's the Hanma Yujiro style, then why is he acting like a polite guest? Thanks for coming? Thanks for cooking? His voice sounded natural. He has never been thankful or polite with me before. Why now? Was he thankful with his parents? Is he also thankful to the creature we are about to eat now? Or the people who worked hard for us to enjoy this meal? Or maybe to all of us? Does this mean I finally earned his respect? Well, his respect? Did I finally earn my father's respect? Don't do that. Eh? Well, what? Don't swallow your food like it was air or water, son. You have to put your mind and soul into it. Everything you are eating was alive at some point. That energy will be consumed inside of you. We had no right to take their lives for our survival, yet that's the natural cycle of life. But it's our imposed responsibility to honor those lives lost at the moment we consumed them. Don't forget it. Yes, Dad. Did he just eat the chopsticks? Wow, that was very deep and insightful. I can't argue with that wisdom. Even if I wanted to, it'd be useless. This is nice for me because like I went to school for psychology, so I always am tickled when Baki uses his words to fight his opponents. When he used it against Oliver, he's done it with every opponent. He even used psychological tactics with Pickle when he pissed all around the arena to claim that as his territory. Like, I love when Baki uses psychological warfare, and here Yujiro was just one step ahead of him. It was great because every other time Yujiro's let Baki push his buttons with words, but here Yujiro was one step ahead of him. I'm gonna give you some insight, wisdom that you won't be able to confine. You won't be able to deter my words. You'll have to accept them. That's awesome. I have meditated and considered a lot of options regarding this man and how I feel about him. There's a great deal of hate, always hating what he does or what he would do. I dedicated my life to become so strong I could defeat him and toss him out of my life when it's all over. I finally matured, both physically and mentally, to stand in front of this man and confront him on equal terms. But there's something missing here. After all this time, it's so silly. It's even hard to admit. After all these years, what do I know about him? Do I know what kind of person my old man really is? They're both sitting there continuing to eat. Baki's focused on Yujiro. Yujiro appears to be focused on the food. Dad, I recently discovered those wakame leaves. They give a natural flavor to the food, so I have been eating those quite often. They are good for your system. Of course, I didn't grow them myself. I bought a package of it in the supermarket, so they are somewhat processed. But once you cook them, they are good for the body. Antiseptics, colorants, preservatives, acidulants. One way or another, somehow you'll find them in your food. There's no way those can be good for the body. However, you can't just eat what's good for you. Your body will grow vulnerable. You have to take good with a little bad once in a while. Food is like life. You need your fair share of sadness and pain, vitamins and poison to overcome the obstacles. This is brilliant. This is why we have vaccines and all these other things. You got to give your body a little bit of something bad so it can build up an immunity to it, so it can build up defenses to foreign objects that shouldn't be in your body. So this is brilliant. He hit him with another awesome life lesson. You have to keep tasting both of them in measured quantities to improve the flow and growth of bones and muscles in your body. This isn't good. I can hardly contain my tears. He's being the kind of father that I always wanted him to be. Yes, you never let anybody know your kindness and your wisdom, always hiding inside that scary image of the ogre, feared everywhere. Just look at you, handling those chopsticks with such distinguished grace. To exceed my expectations of proper etiquette in such a manner, to see my father's aspects of social interaction that I wasn't aware of, is something so refreshing to see how he mastered the art of being a gentleman. Wow. So we keep, oh my goodness, this chapter alone is just so much insight to Yujiro. He's right. All we ever see is him destroy. So to see him be so gentle and calm, even when he's been at the bar with Doppo or with whoever at the bar, he rips open those glass bottles. He just inhales the entire cigarette. There's no type of etiquette at all. But here, he's being a true gentleman. My fish plate, comparing it to yours, there's no doubt about it. I'm so proud of you. This is the first time that I felt so glad of him being my father. And that's why this is the perfect moment to ask him. Hey, Dad, do you mind washing the dishes for me, please? Whew. Uh-oh, what a question. Chapter 247. Rock, paper, scissors. Hanma style. That title just gave me goosebumps. Alright, so they finished eating. But he exhales. Yujiro takes a sip of wine. How is Yujiro going to take answering being asked that question? He's going to say it about today's meal. It was delicious. He can be terrifying, but he's not a monster. Saying thanks for cooking and it was delicious shows what a world-class gentleman my dad is. Once again, he's much better than me. Wow, so he lost again. Oh my goodness, just the etiquette. Baki compared their plates when they finished eating and Yujiro still dominated. Goodness. I'll say it. This is not a challenge towards the strongest creature in the world. World-renowned Hanma Yujiro is not that. I will ask a favor to my father, Hanma Yujiro. My father will listen. I'm just going to ask with a soft tone like it doesn't really matter. By the way, Dad, here we go. Sorry, but damn, why am I sorry about? Or what am I sorry about? I'm a little tired. I went shopping, I cooked, I do the dishes all the time anyway. Do you mind doing the dishes for me today? There, I said it. Then we get images of Baki's hair. I was expecting it to stand up. Oh, here it is. It's standing up now. All right, let me. Dad, I know that he's not saying anything. What's going on? You don't have much time, but still, he's not even moving. It'd be nice for you to help out a little on, and then the sweat is going up. His hair is flipped up. So that means something's happening. If I had to guess, Yujiro's attacking and Baki senses it. Oh, okay. Not attacked just yet. But he definitely ran up on him. Baki turned around super shocked. Is he going to punch me for what I asked? I'll play you for it. Huh? Let's do some Janken. The best out of one. If you win, I'll wash and clean them all. Huh? Sure, Dad. What? Do I have to play for it? He'll win. Here goes. Okay, at the count of 3, John Ken. Why the hell did I agree to this? Uh-oh, Baki threw out rock, Yujiro threw out scissors, so Baki won. I won, cool. No way, I'm going to see my dad doing the dishes, yeah. Uh-oh, so then Yujiro, oh my goodness, oh wow, they did say Hanma style, like they're actually gonna use these elements in a battle. Yujiro picked scissors, Baki picked rock, and they're actually gonna battle like this, like oh my goodness. Next, oh my, Dad, oh my goodness. If he crushes this boy's fist with these two, I'ma lose it. Look at his face, he's smiling like you thought this was normal. Oh my goodness. He proceeds to exert force on Baki's fist, and it crumbles his fist. It's no longer a fist anymore. Look at Baki's face, look how shocked he is. Yujiro's enjoying himself. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, he converted that rock to paper, and now scissors beat paper. Oh my goodness, look, Baki has lowered his head. Yujiro says look. Oh my goodness, is it cool? These aren't even words, he's just like shocked. Remember this, Baki. Oh my goodness. In this world, there are some scissors that can destroy stones, and stones that can't be trapped. Look, is it cool? Janken style. Janken Hanma style, my ass. Look how defeated he looks. He looks super sad. So this was a wild several chapters of Baki, Son of Ogre. Like they didn't even fight, but just the insight on Yujiro, having him continue to best Baki, and here it was just a battle of etiquette, and he completely won that. And then for him to change the rules of rock, paper, scissors is awesome. I can't believe he turned that boy's fist into paper. Look at Baki's face. I can't. This was awesome. Leave a comment below. Hit the thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this video. Share with your fellow otaku. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you're a new subscriber and you'd like to catch up, the playlist will be at the end of the video. The playlist for Oyaji will also be at the end of the video in the middle of the screen if you guys missed it. Again, I highly suggest you check it out. It was so much fun. And thank you again for those of you that participated and watched it and left a comment. I really appreciate that. It lets me know that you guys are here for the long run. Like I started this off doing like 7 Deadly Sins and Baki, and for those of you who have asked why I haven't continued the 7 Deadly Sins, I apologize. I just dove deep into Baki. You guys responded better to Baki than the 7 Deadly Sins, so we'll probably start that back up sometime in the future, but it'll probably surely be after we finish all of Baki. I mean, we still got Baki Do Part 1 to do, as well as the Hanayama Guidance, as well as like Ruden and UNC Circus. So I mean, all of those are supposed to tie together, so I do want to complete all of that before we completely move on. But I did want to test the waters with Oyaji, and you guys responded so well. It really touched my heart, especially with that story as well, being so dramatic. It was just